Okay, should I start?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. We are back to our multilingual poets meet again, and this time, unlike other times, what we want to do today is actually explore all the poets which we have in the various languages, and have a little understanding, a little taste, a little a glimpse into their lives, into the things they thought about, and perhaps learn and know more. So, without further ado, I would like to start with Major General A.J.S. Sandhu and General Sir, who's actually called Abdo, is from Vindhya 62 batch. He's had like 38 years in service and in the artillery, and he's still on with the guns, but this time it's with words. And the poem he's going to be reciting today is Awaz-e-Azam by Sahir Ludhianvi. Sir, take it from there, please.
Amrita, you have it's a photo finish because my video on the laptop went, and my poem is on this. So
no worries, sir.
I'll just start this. I'm just putting it off. No, I'm ready. It's just that
switch off the video and we can hear it if it's too much.
इसको मैं off कर रहा हूँ. Yeah. So I'm off the cell phone now. Now it's okay. 1 sec. Just give me 1 second. Sorry.
No problem.
My this thing went.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when I find
so you'll have to switch off one of them because the other one, the mobile, is echoing.
I thought it got out of 1 second.
Oh, you're on the mobile. Now you're all
right. I'll just sort it out. Amrita, go to the next speaker.
Okay. Okay. So till General Saab gets his technical issues sorted, we have the next poet. He is Mr. Vinay Pandey, and he's been a chem teacher from 1989 to 1997. He was the housemaster of Vindhya House from 1996 to 1997. He was also the headmaster of Sana from 2016 to 2019. I've also had the privilege of being taught by him chemistry, so it's really a mind once again in a different way. But all he's reading out today is by Shyam Narayan. Thank you. I think the echo is because of General Sandhu's double this thing.
There's a repetition of everything.
General Sandhu, you'll have to switch off one of your.
I've logged out.
No, you haven't. Your phone. Just switch off your phone.
Right now, both are on the screen.
Yeah.
I think the host can mute one of them. That will be a solution.
No, he could mute it himself also.
Okay. Should I start one video? I'm stopping one video. Yeah.
No, the one with the green icon should mute that one.
I think it's gone. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the echo's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good to start.
Sir, you can start on Haldighati today.
So good evening, everyone. I think this is a very, very unusual meet that we are having because we are not reciting what we have been composing ourselves, but we are going to read out poems by different poets. And when I got to know about this, the thing that came straight to my mind was something which always inspired me when I was young as a student. And since my early schooling was with the UP board, there was a lot of Hindi literature that we did in those years. और जिसको कहते हैं वीर रस ने मुझे हमेशा प्रभावित किया जब मैं एक छात्र रहा हूं। तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा जब आज कुछ कविता के कुछ अंश आप लोगों को सुनाऊं, तो जो कविता सीधे मेरे मन में एकदम आई वो थी श्याम नारायण पांडे द्वारा रचित एक महाकाव्य जिसका नाम हल्दी घाटी। ज्यादातर लोगों ने आपने इसके बारे में जरूर सुना होगा। हल्दी घाटी जो एक महाकाव्य है, इसमें 18 अध्याय हैं और जो 1576 में हल्दी घाटी का युद्ध महाराणा प्रताप और अकबर की सेनाओं के बीच हुआ था, उसका जो एक वर्णन श्याम नारायण पांडे ने किया है। और यहां मैं बताना चाहूंगा ये जो कविता लिखी गई, ये जो महाकाव्य लिखा गया, ये सन 1937 से सन 1939 37 to 39 के बीच में ये महाकाव्य लिखा गया। और ये वो समय था जब भारत का जो एक स्वतंत्रता संग्राम का जो एक हमारा एक प्रयास था वो उबाल पर था। चारों तरफ अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ बगावत हो रही थी और ऐसे में जब हल्दी घाटी का महाकाव्य श्याम नारायण पांडे का सबके सामने आया तो उससे लोगों के मन में एक देश के प्रति अपने जो एक होती है हर एक के मन में वो भावना, उसको और उजागर किया। तो मैं सिर्फ थोड़ा सा एक हिस्सा इस महाकाव्य का लेके आपको आज सुनाने जा रहा हूं। सावन का हरित प्रभात रहा, अंबर पर थी घनघोर घटा, फहरा कर पंख थिरकते थे, मन हरती थी वनमोर छटा। पड़ रही फूही झीसी झिन झिन पर्वत की हरी वनाली पर, पी कहां पपीहा बोल रहा तरु तरु की डाली डाली पर। वारिद के उर में चमक दमक तड़तड़ बिजली थी तड़क रही, रह रह कर जलता बरस रहा, रणधीर भुजा की फड़क रही। था मेघ बरसता झिमिर झिमिर, तटनी की भरी जवानी थी, बढ़ चली तरंगों की असिले चंडी सी वो मस्तानी थी। वो घटा चाहती थी जल से सरिता सागर निर्झर भरना, ये घटा चाहती शोणित से पर्वत का कण कण तर करना। धरती की प्यास बुझाने को वो गहर रही थी घन सेना, लोहू पीने के लिए खड़ी ये हहर रही थी जनसेना। न पर चमचम चपला चमकी, चमचम चमकी तलवार इधर, भैरव अमंद घन्नाद उधर, दोनों दल की ललकार इधर। वो कड़ 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 कड़क उठी, यह भीमनाद से तड़क उठी, भीषण संगर की आग प्रबल बैरी सेना में भड़क उठी। डग 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 रण के डंके मारू के साथ भयद बाजे, टप 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 घोड़े कूद पड़े, कटकट मतंग के रद बाजे। कल कल कर उठी मुगल सेना, किलकार उठी ललकार उठी, असिम्यान विवर से निकल तुरत अहि नागिन सी कुबकार उठी। षडदंड चले को दंड चले, कर की कटारियां तरज उठी, खूनी बरछे भाले चमके, पर्वत पर तोपें गरज उठी। फर 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 उठा अकबर का अभिमानी निशान, बढ़ चला कटक लेकर अपार मदमस्त त्वरित पर मस्तमान। कोलाहल पर कोलाहल सुन, शस्त्रों की सुन झनकार प्रबल, मेवाड़ केसरी गरज उठा सुनकर अरि की ललकार प्रबल। हर एक लिंग को मात नवा लोहा लेने चल पड़ा वीर, चेतक का चंचल वेग देख था महा महा लज्जत समीर। चढ़कर चेतक पर घूम घूम करता में ना रखवाली था, ले महामृत्यु को साथ साथ मानो प्रत्यक्ष कपाली था। रण बीच चौकड़ी भर भर कर चेतक बन गया निराला था, राणा प्रताप के घोड़े से पड़ गया हवा को पाला था। गिरता न कभी चेतक तन पर राणा प्रताप का कोड़ा था, वो दौड़ रहा हरि मस्तक पर या आसमान पर घोड़ा था। जो तनिक हवा से बाघ हिली लेकर सवार उड़ जाता था, राणा की पुतली फिरी नहीं तब तक चेतक मुड़ जाता था। कौशल दिखलाया चालों में, उड़ गया भयानक भालों में, निर्भीक गया वो ढालों में, सरपट दौड़ा करवालों में। है यहीं रहा अब यहां नहीं, वो वहीं रहा है वहां नहीं, थी जगह न कोई जहां नहीं, किस अरि मस्तक पर कहां नहीं। बढ़ते नद सा वो लहर गया, वो गया गया फिर ठहर गया, विकराल ब्रज में बादल सा अरि की सेना पर गहर गया। थैंक यू।
That was brilliant.
Listen, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That's the right word to say.
So full of energy.
You know, and the way you recited it, you felt you were on the battlefield yourself. Beautiful.
Yes.
So you transported us to that time.
Truly.
And the event. And the event. And like somebody just said, your narration, your recitation, you don't even need a breath. The way you carry on, very good. And so confident and so well,
excellent.
What should I say? The tone, tenor, everything.
I think somewhere, even the pages of history which were turned have been returned thanks to Sir today. And for people who have been like maybe a generation or two apart, I think these are the only remnants with which you can feel that way, that fervor. And so you were able to translate it very, very well through your diction and the way you recited it. Thank you so much, sir. So now we are getting back to the artillery fire with General AJ Sandhu because I think his technical issues are now solved. And sir is going to be speaking on Sahir Ludhianvi's poem. It's called Awaz-e-Azam. Sir, please take it from here.
Thanks, Amrita. Now, it's going to be a very tough act because especially after the narration which Mr. Vinay Pandey did. Now, because, before that, this poem was chosen, again, a little preamble to the poem. I had covered him as Poet of the Day, as you'll recall, some time back. And he was called the People's Poet, as I mentioned, then Janwadi Lekhak, that's what he was called. And that is because he wrote articles, poems, and gave speeches which dealt with the oppression of the common man. Even many of his poems address the socio-economic, political problems of that time. And this particular poem was written in 1949 in Lahore. And I told you how he fled from there in his overcoat and goggles and so on. So people say that this poem is the one which he narrated in 1951 in Lahore, 49 in Lahore, is the one which raised the hackles of the intelligence agency, and he scooted from there and came to India. Now, when I read about it, I chose it, but I made the biggest mistake because it is in Urdu. Urdu is a very refined language, but as I recite it, you will find the choice of his words and the choice of his phrases. Even Anjum won't be able to do justice to it. It's very tricky, very tough, but anyway, I selected it, so I have to go ahead with it. But the main thing about this poem is that since I didn't want to go line by line and then describe it, that will take 20 minutes. So the poem itself will take maximum 40 seconds. And before that, I'll just tell you the theme. What he is trying to say is, till when will you suppress the voice of mankind? We too shall see. And then he carries on. Till when will you cause oppression of the people? We will also see you like that. You think you are arrogant? We will see your downfall. Retribution will follow. And he carries on like that. At one place he says whether it is from because he feels they'll be in prison. So he says whether it is from the dungeons in the prison below or the scaffold on top. But we will see one day you dishonored in the marketplace. Like that he carries on. And he ends by saying that one day you will have lost all that you have, and Gulnar Parcham will fly. Gulnar means as you know, it's an anar, pomegranate. But what he's trying to say is the red flag. He means the red flag. Those days were the heady days of communism, socialism. The red flag really meant it was identified by the people. Oppression, and they used to roam around with red Lal Jhanda. And he was a member of the Progressive Writers Association, which had Amrita Pritam, Hem, Bhisham Sani, and this lot, who were socialists. So this is his theme, and this is his point. Awaz-e-Adam. तबे की कब तलक आवाज़-ए-आदम हम भी देखेंगे. रुकेंगे कब तलक जज्बात-ए-बरहम हम भी देखेंगे. Oppression. चलो यूं ही सही ये जौर पल हम भी देखेंगे, दर जिंदा से देखें उरूज या उरूज दर से देखें, तुम्हें रसवा सरे बाजार आलम हम भी देखेंगे. सरे बाजार, मार्केट प्लेस, यू विल वन डे मीट योर वाटरलू. जरा दम लो माले शौकत जाम हम भी देखेंगे, ये जोम कुव्वत ए फौलाद ए वाहन, देख लो तुम अभी बेफैज जज्बा ए ईमान मोहकम हम भी देखेंगे, जबीन ए काज कुलाही खाक पर खम हम भी देखेंगे. Kulahi khak means a tilted hat, like a crown. He's saying you can wear all these fancy crowns and so on, but one day that will all go. करोगे कब तलक नवाक फरहम हम भी देखेंगे, कहाँ तक तुम्हारे जुल्म में दम है हम भी देखेंगे, ये हंगाम विदाई ए शब है और ए जुल्मत के फरंदो. What he's trying to say is that shab means darkness. This dark night will go. Sahar ke dosh se par gulnar, Sahar ke dosh par gulnar parcham hum bhi dekhen. Gulnar par, this is that one day we will see the red flag. तुम्हें भी देखना होगा this day. ये आलम हम भी देखेंगे. कब तक? दबेगी आवाज आदम हम भी देखेंगे. It's a very difficult one to recite, as you saw, but it's a revolutionary poem. He's not calling for a revolution, but it's a poem. The tone and tenor means don't try to force us. Otherwise, one day people will rise. Of course, that didn't happen. But this was what he was trying to.
Thank you.
Adam.
That is
Thank
amazing.
you. Tough fun, but
I think the last
think,
line, which is "Hum bhi dekhenge," is so defiant and so free in the face of all. Maybe today nothing happens, but there is a tomorrow, and that seed of revolt you can see in this poem. And I think it would have affected, because from what I know of history and what my grandparents, etc., had told me, a lot of it was dependent on the poets and the literature which happened in the times and the posters which were put about. And that kind of brought in the independence. It wasn't just people fighting with borders. So I think somewhere it would have settled in, sir, even if it is, it is a very difficult poem for sure. But the nuance of it, even for a layman, and I don't know Urdu, but I could understand what the seed which he was trying to sow. So lovely, sir.
It was,
Yeah, it's very similar to what Faiz Ahmed Faiz had also written.
I understood. I think it was
Sorry.
very good.
Yeah, Kudrat said, just mentioned Faiz Ahmed Faiz. I forgot to say that. Faiz Ahmed Faiz, he took this word, this phrase, hum bhi dekhenge, and he wrote a poem, Hum Dekhenge, which became the anthem of our students' movement 4 years ago. They used to recite it every day, if you remember, every night.
Yes, in DU, even I've done that when I was there.
So this is the students' anthem, but he took this phrase from Sahir without attributing it. And he himself got arrested. Sahir student, this guy got arrested.
So there's always an inspiration which takes things further, no?
Yeah.
So it's nice to sometimes be able to trace it to its root. Now, coming to the third poet today, this is a bit of a deviance from what we were looking at, which was basically poetry from, poets which we know and we want to discover or rediscover. But it has its own validity, because when we talk about any form of creativity, whether it is poetry or the arts, there is a freedom of expression. There is also dissent and conflict. And the reason that the arts and the literature and poetry, etc., exist is to let a common field happen in which all of this can coexist for man to actually think, feel, and know. And in that spirit, we welcome Narayan Ranjan sir, and he's going to be reciting a poem called The Burqa. I would like him to do his introduction himself, because he's written an excerpt for his introduction. But I think coming from him, it will make more sense than me saying it out. So, Narayan sir, I'd give it over to you.
Thank you, Amrita. Typically, you can call me Rajan, and in short for American form, Raj. Okay, so here's the preface. In its 23 session, Seattle Opera premiered A Thousand Splendid Suns, based upon the novel by Khaled Hosseini. Sheila Silver, the composer, has incorporated Hindustani ragas and tabla music in the score. I was greatly moved by the opera. The idea of writing a poem about burqas came to me right then. Those of us in our 70s who grew up in North India would be familiar with Muslim women wearing burqas. Some may even remember the movie Chaudhween Ka Chand and the song Jo Bhi Ho Tum Khuda Ki Kasam La Jawab Ho. In the poem, Mariam stands up to Rashid's threat of violence. She bravely denounces the conditions in Afghanistan as being un-Islamic. She then criticizes conditions in the US. This last is the nub of the poem. To those of my audience who are Muslim, please accept my apologies for any errors. I will correct them if you let me know. Sorry.
Sir, just keep the mic a little closer to you because it's a little.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Burqa. I have a gift for you today, said Rashid, a burqa for all sojourns past our threshold. Mariam asked, so none be charmed by my looks to evil led? Rashid, you impertinent shrew, I'll beat you black and blue. Mariam, be warned, harm will come to you. Strike me, that day will you rue till you die. Violent strength, rude manliness is a fraud. A quietus made with the Masood Chura blade will end it. Life to you wed, no garden of Eden is. Unimaginative coward, a burqa works both ways, hiding the outward, also the inward. Men in burqas draped will flock here, music, dance invited. Rashid, music, dance, or charms flaunt, trespass of my soul right grant, wicked witch, a disgrace I revolt against. Sin you against Allah and Prophet Mariam. I will answer to Allah and the Rasul for my sins. Jahannam and living hell are one. Song, dance, cause hearts to swell with joy. A peccadillo, pardoned by Allah merciful. As various as are the birds that fly the skies, are human talents, fortunes, destinies. The all-seeing leavens needs, deeds, frailties with mercy. No inequality between us exists. You are members one of another, the Quran declares. Restricting dress, movement to women are un-Islamic impositions. Like all coercion, its stupidity exposes the Afghan nation to scorn. Rashid, how is it stupid? Women stay home, men conduct business, both fulfill natural vocation. Mariam, your shoe shop runs through my intervention, internet marketing. Trained women, doctors lose their skills. The economy suffers. We are uncivilized in the world's eyes. Rashid, you think we should follow American ways? Mariam, I have interpreted for decent Americans, but America as a nation is uncivilized. Random victims are mindlessly slaughtered by assault rifles. Thoughts, prayers offered. Children, lilies of the field, down are mowed. Power grows out of the barrel of a gun. Mao Zedong's old communist slogan is worshipped by the right-wing faction who have gulled millions to the conviction, guns, guns, more guns will end crime. Instead, dealers were enriched, murders increased. Rashid, oh Noor Jahan, light of the world, Angel Gabriel revealed this to you. Mariam, read the web, O Jahangir, world conqueror, eschew laziness. More guns do not stop more crimes in the Scientific American. Hand out gun arms to all and sundry, make more potential criminals. With guns in hand, pride, lust empowered, citizens kill and are maimed, disemboweled, slain. Your pocket is picked, bang, he's dead. Who's the greater thief? Just a gun in hand for protection. They also have shields or burqas. All taken care of, but the basis of civilization. Laws prioritizing the lives of citizens over all else. Some lawmakers abandon public welfare for private gain, become false, make bargains with Satan, do his bidding. They hide their bargain with the slogan, Make America Great Again. Honor, decency, respect for law, some traits of greatness were. Mixed in were kindness, generosity, equality of opportunity. Citizens paid short shrift to would-be Kandahar emirs. Rashid, our magnificent leader, dare you compare foreign riffraff to him? Mariam, he cares no more for starving people than they. His finger in every pie is inserted. He parades virtues while the people starve. Periods of hunger is food insecurity in America. It doesn't bother leaders too busy banning abortion. No matter if mothers die, birth deformed babies, or tender infants suffer. Would-be ayatollahs spit in the faces of their mothers and kick their wombs. Women march shouting, keep your hands off our bodies. Men mess with women's issues simply to project power. Islam provides a framework of law that allows abortion in cases. In Afghanistan, the Taliban's versions of Islam thrive. My speeches have kept you hungry. I have cooked Kabuli pulao with lamb. Rashid, you have talked a lot about Islam. I could get married again. Mariam, the law requires all wives to be treated with equal justice. I can make that quite impossible. In America, a man might have a wife and a girlfriend, all right, till found out. Then wife, money, leave, a sorry plight.
Thank you, sir. That was right. Also, a little bit of an insight from one side of the world and how, it reveals certain what we consider important and valuable, or what is of value to us, and how that differs for different people and according to the situations and circumstances. I think this poem also speaks of entitlement and privilege, which comes from the developed nations. But for that matter, in that sense, when we look at something, I think what popular culture or the news would do, poems like this actually make you see a different dimension. So thank you for that. Any other comments?
Yeah, I have a couple. I have a comment here. See, actually, so basically, what drove me greatly was that both my mother and my grandmothers were very strong women.
Yes.
Okay. And they would not stand any nonsense whatever. Okay. So it's to some extent it is an honor of them.
Okay. So that
is to honor the women in your family, sir.
And today being Mother's Day, I think it's quite
that was a fitting tribute. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this rendition. And just carrying this thread forward, I thought it would be a good idea to actually recite a poem by a living poet. She's a young poet. I want to read out what she is basically. Her name is Safia Ilhilo. She is a Sudanese poet who grew up in Washington, D.C. She is an NYU graduate and is a Pushcart Prize nominee, co-winner of the 2015 Brunel University African Poetry Prize, and winner of the 2016 Sillerman First Book Prize for African Poets. She has appeared in several journals and anthologies, including the Breakbeat Poets, New American Poetry in the Age of Hip Hop. and her work has been translated into Arabic, Japanese, Estonian, and Greek. She was the founding member of SLAM's NYU, the 2012 and 13 National Collegiate Championship team, and was a three-time member and former coach of the DC Youth Slam Poetry team. She's currently a teaching artist with Split This Rock. Now, the reason to take such a young poet, and who is actually extremely accomplished, was also to see, I mean, we have the past, we have the present, but also see how we are looking at the future and how they kind of coincide. There was another reason, which you will come to know at the end of the poem. I'm taking one poet from an anthology called Girls That Never Die. And the poem itself is a very interesting one because it's something I think we relate to as well as people. It's called, I'm just getting the poem out, 1 second, sir. I've got it on the anthology. So the poem itself is called Ode to Gossips. So you know how if you look in the print even today, you have the women sitting together and it's considered loose gossip, but I think it has a certain psychological kind of a therapy for people. And I found this poem very, very interesting. So I thought maybe this could lead to a certain conversation. So here we go. It's called Ode to Gossips. I was mothered by lonely women, some of them wives, some of them with plumes of smoke for husbands, all lonely, smelling of onions and milk, all mothers, some of them to children, some to old names, phantom girls acting out a life, only half a life away. Instead, they clatter copper kitchenware with their bangles pushed up the arm, their fingernails rusted with henna and kneading raw lamb with salt with coriander. They take weak tea, upper lip sweating in the steam, hair unwound against the nape. My deities, each one, each sandal slapping against each stone heel, their funk of sandalwood and oath, I worship the bright chiffon spun about each head, the coffee in the dowry china, the butter biscuits on a painted plate, crumbs suspended in eggshell dimités when they begin. I heard, people are saying, I saw it with my own eyes. This one's daughter, a scandal. She was wearing dash and not wearing dash. Can you imagine? A shame, a shame. So, I mean, this poem actually is free verse, and it doesn't have, it's not strung together with association, but it is meant to connect with you in a very base way. She's so being a Southernese poet, she's also someone who's from a Muslim heritage, but she's talking about something which everyone does. And if you translate it to other cultures, you will see the same things happening. So I thought there was a commonality, and there is also that about how we take things seriously and how the Chinese whispers start around and change lives.
I know.
Sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. So yeah, this is it.
And Chinese whispers are dangerous. They just keep building up.
Yeah, so that happens politically. That happens. It's not.
Amrita, may I come in? May I come in?
Yes, sir.
I think men are worse gossips than women.
So that's a fact.
I love that admission.
We like to keep saying women gossip, but I think we, as men, gossip much more than all of them.
Sir, हिंदी में कहावत है. हिंदी में कहावत है.
Yes, Rajan wanted to say something.
Rajiv, you're just being a ladies' man.
No. It's a fact. You see, I come from a community of lawyers. I come from a community of lawyers and judges. Whenever we have free time, we have nothing else to do but gossip about the other people.
Right.
Your last statement he hasn't heard.
No, I heard.
No, Justice Bhalla hasn't heard what Amrita said.
Well, I didn't hear that.
I knew it.
I said
Because whenever she needs to gossip, she gossips with me.
Sir, because you're the best gossip queen I know.
That's good, no? So it's an honest admission. Everybody loves a good gossip, but
Absolutely.
nobody admits it.
Like to,
No,
but
She actually used a muhavra to explain the entire scenario.
So I said that, Justice Bhala, एक कहावत है हिंदी में, चोर की दाढ़ी में तिनका.
नहीं, वो चेंज हो गया, अब डंडा हो गया. क्योंकि दाढ़ी बढ़ गई है,
आपकी
शक्ल मिलता ही नहीं है.
सर, इसी डंडे के जोर पे अब आपकी चांस आती है. Introducing Justice Bhala.
चले गई है.
Yeah, introducing Justice Bhala, Nilgiri 70 batch. He is going to start with a very interesting excerpt in Hindi from Harivansh Rai Bachchan, which is called Jo Beet Gayi So Baat Gayi. And then he will continue into the next poem. So please don't change your poems, which is the English one called Dirt Bag by Leigh Lucas. Sir, please take it from here.
I'm sorry about the first poem because somehow during my last 2-3 days I've been running up and down Chandigarh and Delhi, and that note is vanished from my computer.
So should I send it to you on your WhatsApp?
Yeah, if you can just send it back to me, then I'll.
Rajiv, why can't we see you?
I don't know. Even I don't know that.
He wants to be mysteriously gossip. That's why.
We like to see the face of the gossiper.
Yeah, we want to see
Vinay, he doesn't want to show his face because he doesn't want to show the tinka in his dadi. That's the.
I don't have a dadi, na. It's invisible.
So the tinka will, Rajiv, the tinka will show even more.
Dadi, tinka.
Okay. I think.
Oh, there comes the light.
You are. There you are.
Okay.
There you are.
Because I've just reached home, so.
I've sent it to you on your phone. Your poem by Harivansh.
Okay. I'll just. Okay, guys, here I go with this one. I think Mr. Bachchan, senior now, I mean, we'll have to call him senior now, though the other one is also equally senior, needs no introduction. I don't have to introduce him because all of you must have heard Madhushala sometime or the other. And I think somebody did narrate it on this platform also. So this is something I found somewhere. It's actually, it's called Dark and Postcard also. If I can just show it to you, that's where I found it. It goes something like this. So I don't know if Amrita can put it up on the group.
Yes, I'm just putting it on the group, sir.
It goes something like this. So the poem.
It's on the group. It looks like a postcard.
It looks like a postcard. That's what actually attracted me to this poem. But I'll make no comment on it because I think I'm ill-equipped to comment on such eminence and the simplicity of thought. So here it goes. Ambar ke aanand ko dekho. Ambar ke aanand ko dekho. I'm not going to explain it. I think all of you understand this. Kitne iske tare toote. अंबर के आनंद को देखो कितने इसके तारे टूटे कितने इसके प्यारे छूटे. Now it's up to you to take it in whatever format, whatever state of mind you are. कितने इसके प्यारे छूटे जो छूट गए फिर कहाँ मिले पर बोलो टूटे तारों पर कब अंबर शोक मनाता है. As I take it, it's talking about somebody's passing away. That even the sky gives off so many stars but it does not grieve on the loss of its stars. There's a English translation of it. Look at the courtyard of the sky. Many of its stars break away. I think I'm off.
No, you're not. We can hear you.
No, we can hear you and see you.
Okay. जो छूट गए फिर कहाँ मिले, पर बोले टूटे तारों पर कब अंबर शोक मना. That's all the poem. That when does the sky grieve for all the stars that fall out of it, which you see falling every day. So this is the poem called Jo Jeet Gayi, Jo Beet Gayi, So Baat Gayi. And it's the simplicity of the words, the simile of the stars falling from the sky, and then somebody using the word courtyard in English, which I feel is, I think, a little inappropriate. So that's Harmansh Rai Bachchan for you today. This is a poem which most people, I don't know anybody's heard it before. So that's the reason why I put it up today. It's the loss. Don't grieve for the loss. That's what it means to me.
So, sir, there is some context in it which I see when I read it, not the translation, but in Hindi itself. I feel like the brilliance of even on the process of its demise. The stars actually are brilliantly, they're lit up before they die. So the whole thing is that it's not a weak, sad going. It is the presence with the absence which you can see in this. I feel that that's very strongly coming out in the last few lines. And it is about that passing is not necessarily a sad thing. Passing may be a process, but in that, when you've lived in greatness, then why have, that sadness over it?
Yes,
I read that way.
Kudrat wanted to say something.
Sorry, yes.
No, I was just gonna say that I think it's gonna take us a lot of time to absorb. Like personally for me, I mean, I cannot speak for others, but I was just reading the poem, and I think it's gonna take me some time to absorb it's a simple poem, but it's not easy to, completely appreciate it at the first go. It's a very powerful poem, of course.
The difficulty is in the simplicity of the words.
It's simplicity, exactly, yeah.
Because when we find something which is so simple, we tend to look for other meanings in it, and that's where the problem.
And it can have meanings.
Yeah, it can. It does.
Many meanings. Yeah.
What it means to me may not mean to Rajan, because Rajan is yawning away anyway.
It's early in the morning for me. See,
I know. I can understand.
Of course, it's late for you. I mean, no offense meant.
No, it's okay. That's the time we've always set. Sometimes 9:30, sometimes 9. So I'll do my second poem quickly so that we don't drag it on.
No. I mean, I'm with you, so not to worry. I'll be waking up soon.
So this is called Dirtbag. It's by an American poet called Leigh Lucas, a lady. And why I chose this was I thought we have lots of times we end up paying some sort of very different compliments to women, and we are patronizing at the very idea of womanhood or at motherhood, etc. It's like as if we are doing a favor to women, and therefore, so I thought this poem where a woman is speaking out in a very, very different tone, and the title is Dirtbag. The background of this thing is that it's probably the man she was living with has died. So the story, it's a little story within a story. So it's dirt bag. That's what it is. But before I go to there's a small stanza she's written at the end of the poem. Again, this can come from the poem by Harvansh Rai Bachchan's poem also. It says, grief can turn you into a monster with claws and matted hair and a triangle-tipped tail. I lived as a monster during a period of major loss and wrote many poems. So the poem comes. Now I'll start the poem, Dirt Bags. You got a little idea of what the poem is about. It's a woman venting out this thing at the person who's died. So I'm just reading that. At the funeral, his other former girlfriends gave the eulogy. I sit in the pew, sitting in front of me and behind me, and also to both sides are more other former girlfriends. So I'm saying this is slightly different from what we normally narrate or we read. We tend to be very patronizing but I thought, let me put something like this here. Something heartfelt shared by X on the mic sets off a chorus of sniffles among the X's in rows. And remember, she's the one living with the man. They tuck their hair behind their little ears. There are so many different people to hate. Now, this is where I got hooked onto this poem.
Yeah.
There are so many different people to hate. So I keep things simple and hate everyone. I know why he picked me, a novelty. I wore Mary James and high-neck dresses and labeled the sleeves tuna and nuts and breakfast item soup. My hair was always squeaky clean. Now I am someone entirely new. A black dog, a broken heart. I revel in being more like him now. At home, I put my sunglasses and turn off the lights. Sitting on the toilet where light can peek through, I pretend the plunger's a white cane. My chin held so high and to the side, I run through gruesome imitations of anger, contempt, disgust, sadness, surprise. The world will be unsettled. I will unsettle them. That's the point.
Very nice poem.
Yeah, also in the strain of poetry, Justice Bhalla likes to write.
I say that too.
The more humorous yet dark part.
and always rebellious.
Always.
I found it to be brilliantly, and especially the last word, I will unsettle them. And on Mother's Day.
That was very, very good.
I think that's the job of the kids, no?
Baki, there's a recording of this poem also. And you can all just go and join this thing called Poem a Day. You don't have to pay anything. You'll get a poem every day.
I know. I think
in your mail.
You sent me that forward mail. And someone at Vinay also sent me.
Yeah. So I'm going to be from that only I'll be reading. Yeah.
Now I have something to say in the middle of all this. Actually, Gayatri was supposed to go for Invictus is the poem she's going to read. I forgot to write it on this thing, but so I think in this train of thought, because after this, when Vinay starts a poem, the kind of understanding of things starts changing. So I'd rather have Gayatri speak now than later. So Gayatri, can you take the stage and recite Invictus for us, please?
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. So I chose Invictus by William Ernest Henley because this is one particular poem that always reminds me of Sina, not because of the hard times that we have there as such, but because this is the poem that I heard in Sina in one of the speeches. So Invictus was written by William Ernest Henley when he was recovering in the infirmary after he had multiple surgeries on his lower limb. He had tuberculosis, because of which his leg had to be amputated, and then he was told that his other leg also had to be amputated. So it's like really powerful the way the words are strung together. It goes like, out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you. It's a short one, just 4 stanzas.
This was one of my very favorite poems. Just, there's something about it which makes you sit up and say, I'm there, deal with me.
Yes.
Yeah. Vinay, you don't want to reveal how old you are,
I don't mind. I'm just a couple of years older than you, or maybe the same age.
Well, it's a muddle. We don't know who's who now. It's all the same. I mean, who would ever imagine that, when you were a kid, you were studying with Vanessa there, and today you're reciting poems on the same platform.
There you are. There you are.
But the respect stays the same.
Do we have somebody, Gurshek Singh Bhattal?
Singh Bhattal, he has to go, but he wanted to say a quick hi to everyone.
Yeah, because we haven't met him before.
Wonderful coming here and participating and just actually listening to us. Thank you, Gurshek. I hope you come back again. We usually have quite a big turnout. I think this time it's been a little short. But he also wanted to say hi to Gayatri. I believe he knows her. So
a very, very good afternoon to everyone here. I was invited at very short notice, and but pleasure to join. Thank you for your beautiful poems, insightful. And if I'm not mistaken, Gayatri, Kudrat, one of you said that poem in assembly or as part of a declamation. Kudrat and I do know each other from...
Gayatri. Yeah,
one of
you. Is my junior. The 1 year junior.
1 year junior to Kudrat, yes. Yeah. And I would definitely love to join in your group.
You should wait for my poem. It's just coming up.
We will put you on. We will add you on to the group.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then see, you have to debut as a poet also now.
I have stuff that I've written. I can do that. But
wonderful.
I assume there's an order of.
No. There's only one order in this, and that's the order of disorder.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We have no rules. We have no regulations. We have no chairman. We have no president. We have nothing.
It's a free space, and we kind of put all our passions out there. And
I actually have quite a few fellow poet enthusiasts who I would
bring them along.
And for sure.
Have his number. Who has his number? Can you add him on to our poetry group?
I can add him on, but I need his number.
Yeah.
I'm on the OS.
Gayatri, please send the number.
Gayatri will have his number already. If not, Gurshek, you can just write it on the chat box.
Yeah, sure.
Amrita?
Yeah.
And where are you based? Are you based in India or outside?
England.
Oh,
so it will be a 9:30 time. It suits you. Now this time suits England.
Yeah. Perfect. It's like 5:30 right now. I have to.
Can Gurshek recite a poem just now before anybody else does?
Don't put him on the spot.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
He wants to.
I think he's ready. He's ready.
Please go ahead.
Well, I had actually thought of another poem which is more deeper, right? But I'm not going to do that now. I'll save that for when we have our next meeting, per se. I need to find it. Please bear with me for a second. I wasn't planning to do this, but...
Who said you are Maya?
Pardon?
Which house and which year?
Sholik, 2015. I was actually kicked out of Sana, to be honest.
That doesn't matter. Once in Sana.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so the poem is Deadeye. It's titled Deadeye. I wrote this about 6-7 years ago, and it goes. So, can you gauge intentions with a look? Can you read my being like a book? What if I gripped you tightly with my hook? Would you abreastly run like a crook? What is it that you aspire to aim at or be like? Who is your inadvertent blame rack? I've written like with this either or. What's it going to take to achieve it? How easily do you believe it? I caution you against the deception of it. Steadfast your gaze, tread careful in your ways. This journey is certainly unending in days. You don't want it vanishing in a haze. Harness the Deadeye's vision to light and ignite the road ablaze. So you think this is it? Whatever happened to stumbles? Humans are all predisposed to tumbles. In the end, it's the battle of the Royal Rumble. Gently caress your Deadeye vision. You could even merge religion. All is forgiven as long as you remain driven. The road is dark and winding. This darkness is eternally blinding. It is most definitely unlike one's lightning. The light at the end of the tunnel will always be heartening. Harness the Deadeye's vision and set the road ablaze. Then I go off on a tangent. So I think that is a good ending.
Good one. Nice. Yeah.
So now you make your formal debut next month.
Yeah.
Formal debut next month, indeed.
Yeah. So maybe we'll connect you to the group, and you'll see the madness in there.
There's a lot of rubbish on the group, so ignore all that.
That's okay. That's all.
Multilingual.
Rajesh, speak for yourself, okay?
Pardon?
I said speak for yourself.
No, you put up a lot of rubbish on Facebook. Now, do I have to tell them?
Go ahead. I don't have a problem.
He puts up his leg. He puts up his cycle. He puts up his crash in the cycle. Correct?
That is for you only. It's only for your pleasure.
No. I'm just sorry. I should not breach the confidence.
No problem. No problem at all.
Okay, now we need to move on. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. So going to the next poetess. The next poetess is Vinay Chopra Tully, and she's from Shivalik, 61 batch. She is one of the more forceful poets we know, who actually has a very strong voice of her own. And today she is reciting I Dare You, I love the title, by Doreen Locks.
To start with, I'd like to say that Rajiv is the one who introduced me to this Poet a Day, and this is from one of those Poet a Day ones. This is a poem by a lady called, Doreen Locks. And Doreen Locks...
She's a lady.
Yes, she's a lady. And she said... Sorry?
I said, how do you know that?
I know that because she says she's a lady.
Okay.
Not fair, Rajan. I'll start laughing instead of reciting. So,
Rajan, you're too far, otherwise she would have thrown
back.
handle right there.
Conversation for later. Let's not get this train off. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she has written this poem, I Dare You, and she was in the middle of downsizing her house because she was moving from Carolina, where she was in the university, to a small town in California. And she opened her doors and said that whatever anybody wants to pick up from her house, you're most welcome, whether it's books or anything. So the poem goes like this. It's called I Dare You. And that was a title that really appealed to me. I love being dead, and I'll always take up the dead. So I dare you. It's autumn, and we're getting rid of books. Getting ready to retire. Gursej, can you just mute your mic, please?
I've muted. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm starting it again. It's autumn, and we're getting rid of books. Getting ready to retire, to move to someplace smaller, more manageable. We're living in reverse, age-proofing the new house. Nothing on the floors to trip over. no hindrances to the slowed mechanisms of our bodies. A small table for two. Our world is shrinking. Our closets mostly empty, which is strange. Mine is getting fuller and fuller actually. Gone the tight skirts and dancing shoes, the bells and whistles. Now, when someone comes to visit and admires our complete works of Shakespeare, the hawk feather in the open dictionary, the iron angel on a shelf, we say, take them. This is the most important time of all, the age of divestment, knowing what we leave behind is like the fragrance of blossoming trees that grows stronger after you pass them. Breathing them in for a moment before breathing them out. An ordinary Tuesday when one of you says, I dare you, and the other one just laughs. That's the poem by Dorian Locks. And I'd just like to say it appealed to me because though she says her closet is getting empty, mine is getting fuller and fuller. And I often wonder, what the hell, when I kick it, how is everybody going to get rid of all this? So maybe it's time for me to start getting rid of some stuff. So it set my mind thinking.
Perhaps it's metaphorical. You know, in your head, things, your closets are actually getting sorted.
Well, perhaps you're right. It could be. That's a new angle. Never thought it from that angle. But it's very thought-provoking, the poem. Because all your life, you collect. Suddenly, towards the end or when she's retiring, she decides that she wants to just get rid of everything. So I don't feel like that. I feel I'm feeling more and more close to my things, in fact. If I have an angel on my shelf, I really want to cling on to it. I don't want to get rid of it.
I think there's a saying like this. It goes like this, that what's in your closet is in your mind.
Yeah.
So I think in the poem, since that lady is moving, so she, like, I think she wants to get rid of things. Maybe she's starting afresh or she's going to a new place. But when you say that you don't want to, get rid of some things, I think maybe the context is different. So that's how you can, draw that comparison.
I did do it in two ways in my head. One was, yes, this thing of emptying my mind as well. But I think your mind doesn't get emptied as you get older, perhaps, or retire. So I can't relate it, but I love the whole thought process that it is time when you let go and you say, anybody walks in, I like your set of Shakespeare, take it. It just feels good perhaps to get rid of it.
I think like breaking the attachment and not necessarily emptying.
Yeah.
But
maybe that can be a tangent, like because we are attached to our things.
Actually, only people above 70 are allowed to comment on this.
No, sir.
You have no idea how it is to hold on. Okay. So here, I got rid of my wife. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I got rid of my wife.
Too bad.
That's a good one. That's really a good one.
So every few years, I get rid of a job and I get a new one.
All right. That's also a new angle, I must say.
No, because I don't want to sit in a comfort zone. I want to do things which people haven't done or cannot do. Then I make something happen. It comes to light, and then other people can do it. Then I move to the next thing which cannot be done.
Amrita, I'm with you. I've been fired from some great places.
But that's how you grow. Otherwise, you sit in the same place. What's the point?
Right.
You don't want to be afraid of a small pond. You want to move ponds.
I've worked for 40 companies.
Good job, sir.
But okay, so as Rajan says that only above 70 are allowed to comment on this. So Rajan, what is your thing? What do you want besides having got rid of your wife? What else do you want to get rid of?
Oh, here's what happened. See, I tried to get, I put a flea market garage sale in my place, right?
Okay.
And I said, you can take whatever. I didn't pay attention, and people actually dropped things off instead of taking them away.
That's why the boxes at the back.
That's hilarious. Oh, God.
I found I had more things than when I started out.
That's really funny, I have to say.
That's the reverse of your poem, Vinay.
I know. Reverse.
Oh, well, anything can happen these days. Kalyug, right? Now, moving to the next poetess, we have Kudrat Kashyap, Himalaya 2014, who's going to read out a very interesting poem. It's called Bahut Khoobsurat Ho Tum by Tahir Faraz. Now, the reason she is reading this out is because I think she finds this poem to be extremely sweet. I don't think that's her usual strain of thought when she's looking at poetry, but this
Yeah,
one
it's not.
kind of, yeah, I mean, the train of thought and the poem itself kind of washed over her, and it somehow moved her to say, okay, I'm going to read this one out. So I feel it's daring when you do something like that, which emotionally strikes a very intimate chord. So here you go, Kudrat.
Thank you, Amrita. I just want to say this is a very cheesy poem, but yeah, it is what it is. So here it is. Excuse me. बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम, बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम. कभी मैं जो कह दूं मोहब्बत है तुमसे, तो मुझको खुदारा गलत मत समझना कि मेरी जरूरत हो तुम, बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम. है फूलों की डाली ये बाहें तुम्हारी, है खामोश जादू निगाहें तुम्हारी. जो कांटे हो सब अपने दामन में रख लूं, सजाऊं मैं कलियों से राहें तुम्हारी. नजर से जमाने की खुद को बचाना, किसी और से देखो दिल मत लगाना कि मेरी अमानत हो तुम, बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम. कभी जुगनुओं की कतारों में ढूंढा, चमकते हुए चांद तारों में ढूंढा, खजाओं में ढूंढा बहारों में ढूंढा, मचलते हुए आबसारों में ढूंढा. हकीकत में देखा फसाने में देखा, ना तुम सा हंसी इस जमाने में देखा. ना दुनिया की रंगीन महफिल में पाया, जो पाया तुम्हें अपने ही दिल में पाया. एक ऐसी मसर्रत हो तुम, बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम. जो बन के कली मुस्कुराती है अक्सर, शब हिज्र में जो रुलाती है अक्सर. जो लम्हों ही लम्हों में दुनिया बदल दे, जो शायर को दे जाए पहलू गजल के. छुपाना जो चाहे छुपाई ना जाए, भुलाना जो चाहे भुलाई ना जाए. वो पहली मोहब्बत हो तुम, बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम, बहुत खूबसूरत हो तुम. धन्यवाद.
Beautifully recited, and I don't think it was cheesy. I think
I loved it.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks.
It's beautiful. It's almost the gentleness of the whole emotion.
Yeah. That's why I'm wearing a light pink colored scarf, to bring out the gentleness of the poem.
Kudrat, it was beautiful. I think.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done, my honorary granddaughter.
Yeah. I am that.
That is amazing. If you find any more cheesy ones, you're welcome to please.
It was like the 1950s and 60s Hindi movie songs.
I could feel Chaudhary ka chand right there.
It was like that, but very nice.
That's a good compliment, I think.
How many of you have seen Chaudhary ka Chand?
Yes, many times.
I've heard the song. It's a song, right?
Yeah, it's a movie.
I've seen the movie.
It's screened in the 60s, I think.
But they
early
love
60s.
making tragedy out of something beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to, for the sake of time, we have to move. And now we have a brilliant star amongst us. And the poetess Anjum Siddiqui is today going to recite an Urdu poem by Siraj Aurangabadi. And it's called Khabar-e-Tayur-e-Ishq. I may not have pronounced it correctly, but I'm sure she will. And she is going to sing it to a tune with her veena, extremely talented. So,
Sitar, right? Sitar.
yes,
Sitar.
sitar, sorry. So, over to you, Anjum.
Thanks, Amrita. Before I start, I wanted to introduce another OS who's sitting here with me.
Hi, everyone.
My batchmate, Naeem Dad Khan. We were batchmates and he's visiting from Switzerland.
Oh, lovely.
Landed
Welcome to the Multilingual Poets Madness.
Yeah, I'm sort of brushing off on all the language, and I'm like, oh my God, I sort of remember those words when I was growing up. Very nice meeting all of you.
Lovely.
Nice meeting you.
For the next ones as well, wherever you are.
Join in.
Join in, yeah.
I'm going to be the star, so you should. I mean, it's classmate support.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
There we have
Who is Ranjan Ramchandani? That is Pankaj.
Pankaj just changed his name.
And, tiger roars.
After the tiger swallowed him, he's changed his name.
Tiger did not swallow me. I fucked the tiger.
I think the tiger christened him to Ranjan. But before we do that...
Okay. No, just one sec. Before you carry on, I have a guest OS also joining us.
Oh, lovely.
Ranjan Ramchandani obviously had to be a Himalayan to come all the way from Singapore.
Lovely.
Okay. Batch of 82, he left early. I don't know why.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so glad to see Himalayans after the spurt of Nilgarians we have most of the time.
They're the best. Nilgarians are the best.
Oh,
oh God, not again.
Nilgarians are the
This last
best.
time, please.
Okay, Nilgarians.
No.
Sorry, Nilgarians are the best. What?
Whatever.
Because Himalayans are the best. No, what?
Yeah, okay.
How?
Let's move on.
Because they score.
Himalayans are the best.
Please, let's move on.
Okay, can we do poems now?
House rivalry never
yeah,
ends.
so now let's go to Anjum, please.
Poem.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Amrita. I'm going to recite a poem by Ghazal by Siraj Aurangabadi. इसका टाइटल है खबर रे तहय्युरे इश्क एंड बीच बीच में मैं आपको बताती जाऊंगी कि लफ्ज के मायने और ये गजल मेरी काफी पसंदीदा है जब हम लोग को it talks about an aftermath of love. It's what after love is over or love's done with. And you would think that ये बड़ी sad चीज है, पर the way the poem is, it's not sad. It's very tender. And ये poem आप जिस तरह से इन्होंने the loves जो use करे हैं, they are it's amazing. एक thought create किया है जैसे it's almost like it's ephemeral, like you can just feel it. It's not something you touch. It's like a khushbu that you just feel it. You can't explain it. So इसमें और जैसे all art is subjective. This is the meaning that I draw of it, and I will explain. Maybe somebody else may look at it differently, but let me just start. खबर तहय्युर इश्क सुन, खबर तहय्युर इश्क सुन. Tahyur is the astounding. Listen to the astonishing news of love. Na junoo raha, na pari rahi. Na junoo, na wo frenzy rahi, na pari rahi, fairy, like whatever, like that's not. Na junoo raha, na pari rahi. ना तो तू रहा ना तो मैं रहा. Literally, like ना तो तू रहा ना तो मैं रहा. जो रही सो बेखबरी रही. खबरे तहय्युरे इश्क सुन, खबरे तहय्युरे इश्क सुन, ना जुनू रहा ना परी रही, तो तू रहा ना मैं रहा, ना तो तू रहा ना तो मैं रहा, जो रही सो बेखबरी, खबरें तहरीरे इश्क सुन। शाय बेखुदी ने अता किया मुझे अब लिबासे बरहनगी। शाह किंग ऑफ बेखुदी ने अता किया मुझे अब लिबास बरहनगी। लिबास इज clothes of बरहनगी is nakedness. लिबास बरहनगी। ना खिरद की बखिया गरी रही, खिरद इज विजडम, ना खिरद की बखिया गरी रही, बखिया इज अ स्टिच, ना खिरद की बखिया गरी रही, नॉट अ स्टिच was left of wisdom, ना जुनू की पर्दा दरी रही। शाय बेखुदी ने अता किया मुझे अब लिबासे बरहने की, न खिरद की बखिया गरी रही, न खिरद की बखिया गिरी रही, न जुनू की पर्दा दरी रही, खबरें तहरीरे इश्क सुन। चली सिमते गैब से क्या हवा, कि चमन ज़हूर का जल गया। सिमते गैब, सिमत is direction, गैब is from the unknown. चली सिमते गैब से क्या हवा, कि चमन ज़हूर का जल गया। चमन इस बाग, ज़हूर का जो जाहिर है, जो दिखता है, चमन ज़हूर का जल गया। मगर एक शाखे निहाले गम, मगर एक शाख जो निहाल इज न्यूली प्लांटेड, एक शाख जो निहाले गम, जो गम से ऑफ शूट, गम से निकली थी, मगर एक शाखे निहाले गम, जिसे दिल कहे सो हरी रही, जिसे दिल कहे सो हरी रही। चली सिमते गैब से क्या हुआ, कि चमन ज़हूर का जल गया। मगर एक शाख निहाले गम, मगर एक शाख निहाले गम, जिसे दिल कहे सो हरी रही, खबरें तहरीरे इश्क सुन। नजर तगाफुले यार का गिला किस ज़बां से बयां करूं, कि शराबे सदकदा आरज़ू कि शराबे सदकदा आरज़ू खुमे दिल में थी सब भरी रही कि शराबे सदकदा आरज़ू खुमे दिल में थी सब भरी रही खबरें तहय्युर इश्क सुन वो अजब घड़ी थी कि जिस घड़ी लिया दर से नुस्ख़ाए इश्क का वो अजब घड़ी थी जिस घड़ी लिया दर से नुस्ख़ाए इश्क का कि किताब अकल की ताक पर कि किताब अकल की ताक पर जो धरी थी त्यों ही धरी रही खबर ये तहय्युर इश्क सुन खबर ये तहय्युर इश्क सुन Thank you, everybody.
That was
Very
beautiful.
good effort. Very, very good effort, I must say.
Yes. And because of technical things, we had a little bit of a distortion.
Really?
I think
Oh,
the poem when you were reciting it and when you explained it was beautiful, beautiful. Even we got the strains of music. I think
fair
this
enough.
was an exceptional poem. So, and the way you kind of helped us see.
I just want to thank Rajiv Bhalla for encouraging me to do this. And anyway, I hope you got the when I recited it, if that was clear enough.
Absolutely. We got the strains, we got the the nuances of the meanings and the humor behind it as well. So thank you so much for leading us into it. Otherwise, we would never have known those little things.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the last poet today, our very own Pankaj Sapru. He's going to be reciting a poem by Ashok Chakradhar, and it is a हास्य कवि. उनकी कविता है और इसका नाम है Democracy. So Pankaj, please take it from there.
Okay, thank you. I can be heard?
Yes, very clear, loud and clear.
Okay, so this is Chakradhar. I don't have to introduce because when I did the last poet of the day, it was Chakradhar. Even then. Okay. I can't start with the park because that is about 2 kilometers away now.
Shuru se start.
Okay, guys, no more distractions. Just read your poem. If you spoil the strain in between, you can't understand it.
Exactly. Okay, so पार्क के कोने में घास के बिछोने पर लेटे लेटे हम अपनी प्रियसी से पूछ बैठे, क्यों डार्लिंग, डेमोक्रेसी क्या होती है? वो बोली, तुम्हारे वादों जैसी होती है, इंतजार में बहुत तड़पाती है, झूठ बुलवाती है, सताती है, तुम तो आ भी जाते हो, ये कभी नहीं आती, तुम तो आ भी जाते हो, ये कभी नहीं आती है. And that's a big compliment from a wife. एक विद्वान से पूछा, वे बोले, हमने राजनीति शास्त्र पढ़ मारा, डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब है आजादी, समानता और भाईचारा. 3 pillars of democracy. Nehru believed in भाईचारा. आजादी का मतलब, तो आजादी, समानता और भाईचारा. आजादी का मतलब राम नाम की लूट है. इसमें गधे और घास दोनों को बराबर की छूट है. घास आजाद है कि चाहे जितनी बढ़े, और गधे स्वतंत्र हैं कि लेटे लेटे या खड़े खड़े कुछ भी करें, जितनी घास चरें. तो ये हो गई आजादी. और समानता, कौन इसे नहीं मानता? हमारे यहाँ गरीबों और गरीबों में समानता है, अमीरों और अमीरों में समानता है, मंत्रियों और मंत्रियों में समानता है, संतरी और संतरियों में असमानता है, चोरी, डकैती, घूसखोरी, जेब कतरी, इन सब में समानता है. बताइए कहाँ असमानता है? और भाईचारा, तो सुनो भैया, यहां हर कोई एक दूसरे के आगे चारा डालकर भाईचारा बढ़ा रहा है. जिसके पास डालने को चारा नहीं है, उसका किसी से भाईचारा नहीं है. और अगर वो बेचारा है तो इसके लिए हमारे पास कोई चारा नहीं. फिर हमने अपने जेलर मित्र से पूछा, आप ही बताइए मिस्टर नेगी. वे बोले, डेमोक्रेसी आजकल जमानत पर रिहा है, कल अंदर दिखाई देगी. अंत में मिले हमारे मुसद्दी लाल, उनसे भी कर डाला यही सवाल. बोले, डेमोक्रेसी दफ्तर के अफसर से लेकर घर की अफसरा तक पड़ती हुई फटकार है. जबानों के कोड़ों की मार से चित्कार है, हाहाकार है. इसमें लात की मार से कहीं बढ़ के हालात की मार है. अब मैं किसी से ये नहीं कहता कि मेरी ऐसी तैसी हो गई है, मैं कहता हूं मेरी डेमोक्रेसी हो गई है. अशोक चक्र पर.
That was a good one.
That was
Good one, good one.
And so apt, so apt.
Really,
Yeah,
but
especially if you're in Karnataka.
oh, at the moment, yes.
No. I know.
I love the last line the most.
Yeah. Oh God.
तो
And I love
जो गुरु मंत्र होता है ना, कुदरत, गुरु मंत्र एंड में ही तो आता है. पहले आ जाएगा तो आप हाजमोला की गोली समझोगे.
Yes.
Correct. That was so now I think we should be over about an hour, going into an hour. But this was an interesting session. I think we covered a lot of different areas and a lot of different poets and different nuances. And I love the ending, the way it worked out. Though Pankaj was supposed to come in the middle somewhere to, kind of dissipate.
I'm sorry.
No, Pankaj.
The tigers are not leaving us alone.
I think you're reciting poetry to them. That's why.
No. When they come, you don't open your mouth.
Oh, they are reciting, is it?
No, they are like, when they look in your eye, even your camera shakes.
Listen, guys, I think we should take a common picture of everyone. I don't know who's going to do it. Who does it?
I'll do it.
Anjum.
I'll do it.
Wait.
Okay.
You can
Kudrat,
do it.
your camera on, please.
Kudrat, come on. Come back on.
1 second.
Okay.
Wait.
Yes, please get.
Smile, everyone.
1 second. 1 second.
Also coming. There you go.
Okay, let me take a couple more.
Okay.
Ranjan, just to introduce you, she's the hot star and she's called the, what is she called, Amrita?
She's the boss lady, no?
No, Mata, something Mata, na?
Raj Mata.
Raj Mata. So she's the Raj Mata. She's 1961 batch. Unfortunately, Shivalik. Yeah, before we were born.
Well.
We are stopping recording. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. 1 second. Just wrap up. So I have a recording of you wrapping up.
Okay. So I was wrapping up only beach.
No, don't get off. Don't get off. Like we can still continue.
Yeah. Let me just wrap this up. So it's been an interesting session in the way we kind of had different nuances of poetry which were recited, from the very serious and volatile and passionate ones to the ones which were more humorous. I think it's a befitting, tribute to the ones who are slowly kind of passing away in the pages of history when it comes to poetry, to actually bring them back to life every once in a while, because from there comes our inspiration and hopefully improves our own poetry and our way of looking at life. So thank you everyone for today's session on our Multilingual Poets platform, and we hope to see more of you next time. And until next time, enjoy poetry and hopefully write a lot more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Himalaya.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Go Himalaya.